Welcome back to McCaffrey Farms. First things first, before I go ahead and try and take the tractor down to start swathing, we got to clean it up a little bit. There's just a bunch of the dirt building up again. I think it's just because it's been a dry year. When you run the swather through the feed, there's moisture in the plants, so when it gets on there, the dirt sticks to it and then it starts making a mess. So we gotta clean that up. Dad soaked it to see if that would help get it off soon or quicker, because I'm in between classes right now. I got like an hour, so I'm gonna try and do this, and then once I get done, we'll actually head down to our last 320 acres. So for today's episode of Not So Fun Farming, we prove why farming isn't as easy as most non-farmers make it sound, or at least some of them. But what we got to do, which I actually have done, if you can tell, I'm leaving the house with the swather right now, but we have to clean the swather up on the inside because there's spots where the dirt is built up a bunch, and already this year we've had to do that once and it's actually ruined some of the holders for the blades. So we get to do that today, and since I'm already done, I'll tell you how long it took me. I started at about 8:30, went to about 9:30 in between two classes, and then afterwards I did about another 2 hours of it. It was not very fun. It took quite a while because it's been a while since we last swathed, so it's kind of built up and got real hard, and yeah, it was not very fun. So cue the time lapse and watch me struggle. Of it done. I'm almost half done. I have a class here soon, so I'm gonna go get ready for that. But after that, I guess I'll come try and tackle the other half. Well, I got done with that class and a few other things, so now gonna head outside and we're gonna try and get attempt number 2 to work. It's a little windier, a little colder outside, so that's gonna suck, but gonna try and get that knocked out. Hopefully it goes a little better this time. I don't know, we'll see, but go try and knock that out, and then we'll get ready to head down and start swathing. So as you can see, I'm sorry if it's a little windy, but as you can see, I am making some progress. But I still got a lot to go. under here. There's still a little bit I gotta get in there. I'm gonna have to turn these all. There's still a little bit under each deal I can't quite get yet, but I am on this side now. Still got a little ways to go, so try and get that done. I'm gonna have to move a few things over. It's not a great day to be doing this because I think right now it's only like 50 degrees and it's pretty dang windy, so it's not the most ideal thing to be having to mess with the water and pressure wash all this, but we gotta get it done in order to go swat that other field, because then we'll have the same problem we did earlier on. The knives will start falling off, so we gotta get this done. Getting closer, we're getting there. So I'll start on this side now. Pressure washer ran out of gas, so I need to find a gas can and get some more gas and put in that, and hopefully it won't take too much longer to finish up. Like said, once I do, still have to turn them and all that, but everything is looking much better. And for right now, I'm probably just gonna get the stuff that has to be done, has to be cleaned. My face is probably a mess, but there are some spots like on the caps that don't have to be pressure washed yet. It's probably best if they do, but it's taking long enough right now. We just need to get it done so we can get back to it. It's 12:30, so I'm going to eat some lunch real quick. First, I'm going to take care of my face and clean it off because it's very annoying. Very irritating, but I'm getting closer, and once I eat lunch I'll go finish it and see where we need to go from there. I just left the house. I'm heading down to this field. It's one of the farthest south fields, so it's going to be a bit of a trip. I did get that all cleaned up pretty good. Dad ended up getting home right as I was kind of finishing up the one spot. This could be rough. It wasn't too bad. But he got back as I was finishing the one spot up, and he looked and he said it would be fine for now. Like I said, we're on our last field. It's 320 acres, so it'll take a little bit, but it should be fine for now, because we can do quite a few acres before it gets built up too much. But I think Dad is he's gonna be eating a late lunch, and then he's gonna head down to my brother's house and I think pick up his combine, because our combine's getting worked on right now, but we think we can be able to start cutting some milo. So he's gonna go get that, and he's gonna work on the circle at home since it's not as good. And then once he gets done with that one, if I'm not done yet, I don't know what we'll do with that field, but we'll probably move down to this other circle that's looking pretty phenomenal.
just making it here to the field. This is a field right up here. As you can see, it's kind of a brownish color. Like I said, that's from when it froze. When we got that snow a while back, the leaves just never really recovered. But when you actually look at the plant, you can tell it's still pretty green out in there. This side's a little worse than the rest of the field right along the road here because it had more bindweed. And if you've watched some of my other previous videos, like right there, patches of bindweed. The reason that affected the stand is because bindweed, I don't know if it puts off like an enzyme or something, but it just kills the plants even if the bindweed isn't currently alive. So for the most part, this field did come up through the bindweed, and we got pretty lucky on that. But there are still some spots where it didn't come up very good, mostly on this side. The other side is still pretty good. So this should do pretty good still. We'll just have to see. So getting to the corner where I'm gonna start, so get the auto steer started up and we'll start making our rounds around the field. We're coming up on one of the much better spots here in this field. As you can see, it's probably closer to 4.5 foot tall. That windrow looks smaller because it got partially run over, but right in here, it's leaving some pretty good windrows, leaving a good windrow there. There's a bit of a washout there, I think, but nothing much. There's a few more up about right in there. Then all through there's a bunch of washout. I think I covered it in one of the videos I did when I planted this field. So if you want to go look and kind of get more of an idea of what the terrain of this field looks like, I'll try and tag it in the top right corner. But this field should definitely do pretty good. Some nice green windrow, especially in spots like this. Here's the other washout. Okay, we got through that. Right on this hillside, it is pretty dang good. Then down in there, it stays pretty good also. So far, this is my third round. I'm about halfway around now, but it's definitely looking pretty good. We're hoping this field should get us about a bale to the acre, maybe a little more, and that'd be good. Just being 320 acres, that could easily get us 350 bales, and that would be really nice, because that would almost be enough to get us through a year. But we also have 4 or 5 other fields that we've gotten at least 20 or 30 on, so we should have a decent amount of bales this year. But if I'm thinking right, I'm probably only going to be able to get the turn rails done, and that's because it's going to be getting dark about 6:30, and with the swathing we can't really go too much later. And it's kind of rough there too, but we can't really go a whole lot later than dark, just because you kind of got to watch things, and it's best not to run real late anyways. Plus I have some homework, and it's 4 o'clock right now, so I'm probably only going to be able to get the turn rows done, but no biggie, that's still quite a bit when you're dealing with 320 acre field. Well, I started my 4th round, and when I was going, I started hearing something, just kind of a slight knock, and I slowed the engine RPMs down, and I got out with it still running, and I could tell it's coming from somewhere over here. I don't know where it's at, and all 3 of these don't really move up and down, so I don't know what it is. Dad was actually just calling me to see how it was going, so blame it on that, I guess. But he's heading down here. He's got gloves. I don't have gloves in here, and all that stuff has stickers in it, so he should be here soon. We're gonna take a look at this. Thankfully caught it soon. Could have been bad if it could have kept going and gotten worse, because then that could have potentially started a fire, and enough of this is dry, we could have had a pretty bad situation on our hands. It, like I said, I'm pretty sure it just started, so I don't know what's going on. And when I got under it, or kind of under it, I couldn't really see anything wrong with it that looked like it's been rubbing. So I don't know what's causing the noise or making the noise. Well, as you saw in the last few clips, we determined what was knocking. We might be calling a neighbor that has a swather, because we really shouldn't let this stuff go too much longer, simply because it's already kind of losing its color just because it froze a few times. So we're gonna have to see what we can do, because the part that's messed up, it's gonna be a royal pain to replace it. And considering Dad was just getting ready to start getting the combine ready to cut milo, we don't really have time to mess with this for 2 days and then come and spend another 2 or 3 days swathing 320 acres worth of wheat. Like I said at the start of the video, on today's episode of proving people farming is not as fun and easy as it looks, now we have this. So things aren't always going to go your way, and it gets annoying. Well, hopefully that's going to do it for this episode of what else could go wrong. But I'm about home. I don't know if you could see through this glare of the sun, but about a mile away, so figured I'd go ahead and end this video. Thank you for watching. If you watched this whole video or you're seeing this part, be sure to drop a like on the video, and if you're not already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate seeing all the people that are supporting me and subscribing to my channel. Gonna try and continue the videos as much as I can this week. Like I said, we're gonna start milo harvest, and I'm definitely gonna get at least 1 or 2 videos on that, depending on how things go. And I'll try and keep you guys updated on the swathing situation and what we're gonna do there. But as of now, this one's probably gonna get parked. We'll get the parts for it eventually and get it ready to go before next time we need it. But that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in again. Thanks for watching.